again.
Hi, Mimi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, could you please tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Mimi. Um, I'm a mom of three, two girls, and a 17-year-old stepson. Um, I am married to an amazing man. We have, um, we have a construction and cleaning company here in Calgary, Alberta. Um, it's going good. Could be slow at times, but it's going good.
Good. All right. Do you have anyone there supporting you today that you want to mention?
I do. I actually have my husband, Arnie, and one of my really, really good friends that I've known for maybe a little over 9 years since I've been here. Her name is Nornita.
All right. So today we are talking about how I survived domestic violence. And you're going to open us up to your world, at least as much as you are comfortable with. And we want to give a disclaimer to anyone who's watching this video. There are going to be trigger words. So if you've experienced domestic violence or know someone who has, please be cautious as you proceed throughout this video because it may bring up some really sad memories for you. All right? So, Mimi, we thank you so much for taking the time and being so strong to share this story with the world. We know how hard that probably is for you. Could you tell us why you want to share your story?
Well, um, I want to be able to help women and men understand that domestic violence is a very touchy topic, and I know it's not something that people are comfortable talking about. But at the same time, I don't want for people to not seek help because there is help out there. Um, I've learned through being abused, your abuser tends to tell you things that will make you feel like if you stepped out and asked for help, that you're not going to get any help. And that's not necessarily true. There is definitely help out there. I think for me, the best thing that helped me get out of my situation is having my mom and my sister. Um, Without them, I probably wouldn't be here today because I was not only beaten physically, but I was beaten mentally as well. And that kind of stops me from seeking help. But with my mom and my sister constantly telling me, like, you're better, you're worthy, like, there's help out there, you just have to step over and you will find help. And once I did that, it was like a whole different world for me. I found help that I never knew was out there. Um,
Well, Mimi, tell us, how did you meet? And this is the person we're referring to as your ex-husband. So how did you meet him, and how does such a strong, beautiful woman end up in a domestic violence situation? How does that happen?
um, I met him at a really young age, very, very young age. It's weird because how I met him is not the best. I went back home to my mom's country, to meet my father's side of the family, and that's where I met him. And when I came back to the States, we met again. Um, Whatever we had back in Haiti, we started back up again in the States. And from that point on, it was,
How old were you?
I was, I had just turned 15 when I met him.
Oh, and how old was he?
He was 5 years older than me. Yes.
Okay.
So it was
So it was easier for him to manipulate you
me.
because you were younger.
Absolutely. So it was like, being a 15-year-old, you're not gonna really think of, diamonds and pearls. You're more gonna think of little small stuff like, candy and and maybe like a cute purse or cute shoes or something like that. So those little things, it was nothing for him to just buy for me. So he bought those things for me, and in the process of him buying those things for me, he kind of, I felt spoiled. I felt like, oh my gosh, like this guy's getting me, this guy's getting me whatever I want. And I just kind of felt like a kid in a candy shop. Um, yeah, he just bought me whatever I wanted. But in the process of him buying me whatever I wanted, I couldn't go out. I couldn't hang with my friends. I couldn't really talk on the phone. And I didn't really notice those in the beginning. It was more later on I started to notice, like when friends would ask me, you want to go to the mall? And I would notice myself asking him for permission if I could go to the mall. And even when he would tell me yes, it was okay, he was there with me, and it was just like, yeah, I'm
Like
thinking,
the chaperone.
right, I'm a kid, you know, I want to just go hang out at the mall with my friends, but he was always there. And he made it seem like, you know, babe, I'm just here because whatever you need, I want to be able to buy it for you. So I was like, okay. And I just took that.
Now, looking back at that, what do you think that really was?
I think that was him controlling me. He didn't want me to. I feel like if it was just me and my friends who were hanging out, my friends would have already picked up on what he was doing, and they would have told me, like, Mimi, this probably isn't the best situation. This guy is, he's too overbearing. Like, this, something's weird about this. And I think that was one of his biggest reasons of not wanting me to go out with just my friends. Why he always wanted to be there, because he not only wanted to have control of the money, but he also wanted to control who I was hanging out with and who I was talking to.
So, how long did you stay with him before he began to change? Like, when was the first time he actually hit you, or you were like, wait a minute, this is really bad?
Physical abuse started maybe 17, around 17, 18, because once I turned 18, a few months after I turned 18, we got married. So it was maybe a little before I turned 18, that's when the abuse started. And before the physical abuse has started, mentally I was already abused. He had already damaged my mind. Like the way I think, if he would say certain things to me, it would just be so degrading, so like, you know, nobody's ever gonna want you. I'm all you have. And by that time, you know, I was just kind of basically waiting for the physical abuse to start.
So you knew it would come.
I kind of had that feeling that it would come, by the things that he would say, the threatening things that he would say, kind of made me feel like it's just only kind of a matter of time before the physical abuse came. I kind of almost said to myself, like, I must be lucky because he's not putting his hands on me. I'm one of the lucky ones. He's abusing me mentally, but he's not abusing me physically, so I'm lucky. No, I'm good. I'm good.
So, at 17, you knew what he was doing to you was wrong? Like, you knew that he was mistreating you?
Yes.
And were you afraid of him? What made you not leave?
Afraid is a big one, but also you're looking at all the nice things that you're getting. You know, all the jewelry, the material stuff, the phones, the nice cars. You know, you don't have to do anything, and you're just getting all this stuff. And it's like, why would you leave? He's not beating you. Yes, he's messing with my head, but he's not putting his hands on me, so why would I leave? Like, look at all this nice stuff that I'm getting. So that's why I stayed. And after I turned 18, when the physical abuse came into play, by then I just felt like I was just damaged goods.
Fine. It's okay. We'll just keep it going.
Okay.
Now, could you walk, if you're comfortable, the first time he physically struck you, could you tell us what happened and what was going on in your head? Like, what were you feeling?
Um, okay.
We don't have to go there if you're not comfortable. We can move past that. Okay, would you like to move past it?
No, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
The first major time that the biggest one was we got into an argument. I can't remember exactly what it was about. We argued, then we ended up out of our bedroom and into the backyard. When we got to the backyard, he struck me. He did some kind of karate move on me, and next thing I know is I'm on the ground and I'm eating dirt, and I can just see darkness, not really understanding what's really going on. I started tapping him, telling him like, I can't breathe, you have to get up, I can't breathe. And he just has his knees on my back and he's choking me. And I think when I went limp, that's when he realized, okay, maybe I should get off. So then that's when he got off, and I'm still laying there, and I can just taste blood and dirt. I couldn't really breathe because there was a lot of dirt in my mouth. Finally, when I got up, I was kind of dizzy trying to catch myself, and I'm just kind of standing there looking at him like, how could you do that to me? Like, of all people, me. And he just kind of sat there and looked at me and gave me this look of, disgust. Like, you caused this. Long story short, after all of that happened, it was maybe within a few hours of this happening, it was, I love you. Like, I didn't do this because, I hate you. You did this, but I promise I'll never do it again. And I was like, okay. And then I turned into that soft, innocent, young girl, like, I'm sorry. I started apologizing to him, saying, I'm sorry for upsetting you. I'm sorry, for making you do that to me. And he was just like, oh, it's okay, just, don't let it happen again. So from that point on, it was almost like every other day type of thing. It wasn't as...
You would be physically abused every other day?
It was almost an every other day thing. It wasn't as physical, but there was a lot of shoving, there was a lot of mushing of the head, there was a lot of, having his arm like under my throat, telling me like, don't make me angry, or don't do this, you're causing this. And I was just like, okay, I'm sorry for doing that.
So maybe to a young girl or a woman who is in an abusive relationship or a man, what would you say to them right now about what you're saying, that the abuser making it seem like it's your fault?
The abuser is always going to make you seem like it's your fault because they're so weak. They will always make it seem like you are the problem. You're getting beat because you did this. When at the end of the day, they are a weak individual, and it is not you who has caused anything. It is them who have extreme low self-esteem in themselves, that they have to physically put their hands on someone else to make themselves feel better.
So it's not their fault. It
Not
wasn't
at
your
all.
fault, and
Not
it's
at all.
not their fault. And love does not hurt.
No,
right?
it does not.
Yeah, yeah. So how long did you stay in this relationship?
11.5 years.
Wow. Of extreme mental and physical abuse.
Absolutely.
All right. So take us to the point where you said enough was enough.
Well, we ended up moving. Well, he ended up moving to Canada, and I wanted to be that obedient wife. I decided to follow him, so I moved to Canada to be with him. Didn't have to, but he's my husband. I love him, so I decided to follow him. And we were in Montreal. Things were going good in the beginning, just like in the beginning of our relationship. Things were going good. And then after the abuse started, we left Montreal and then we moved to Calgary, Alberta. And in his mind, this is me speaking, but I'm thinking in his mind, he's saying, she's far away from home now. She's far away from her supporters, which is her mother and her sister. So I can now do what I've always planned on doing. So, long story short, we were living in a beautiful house in the Northeast, and we got into an argument. Cannot remember what the argument was about, and there was a lot of shoving, a lot of pushing, and he got to the point where he picks me up and he body slammed.
It's okay. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Sorry.
Take your time.
It's okay.
Just breathe. Let's breathe.
It's okay. Oh my God.
Breathe, breathe, breathe.
It's
The
okay.
recording has stopped.
It's okay.
Okay, I stopped the recording. So
Okay.
get some tissue, water,